Hello, everybody. Who does that remind you of? Answer me in the chat. Hope you guys are doing good. Bear with me. I'm going to get things set up. Typical Prairie Banana fashion. Go live and then get set up. I know it's terrible. Let me know if you guys can hear me. If you would, please, not just hear me, but how is my audio? Is it good? I am not playing anything in the background. I have closed tabs. One thing I didn't do is do any maintenance, but I think we should be good. Especially if you guys let me know. I'm going to get my notes pulled up. Hope you guys are doing good today. And the sound is great. That sounds great. That sounds great. Oh man, you know what I just did? I closed. I can open up my notes from another tab. All right, bear with me, guys. We're gonna run through the Grays currencies on PulseChain. I got to remember to state that, because people will come across this video and they'll be like, "What is this about?" Well, it's about the Grays currencies on PulseChain. So let me get this set up. That's the main thing, right? It's to teach you guys, not the oldies and the goodies, because you guys already know this stuff. But this is a stream we literally do twice a week. Why do we do it twice a week? Because people are coming over into PulseChain and they're landing on these index tokens and they're like, what's this all about? How do I hold these? How do I make money with pTGC and UFO? And one of my frustrations, like when I came into Hex in 2021, was I had to listen to so much content to get bits and pieces of how the whole thing worked, read the white paper through 2 or 3 times, and then just picked everything up on streams. And it was a little frustrating, So I'm like, I want, when people come over on the PulseChain, I want to give them access to a subject matter expert, which I will humbly call myself now, a subject matter expert of the Grays currencies. And then I just want to teach you guys, like the new people, like in one shot, you can learn so much about this ecosystem and a lot of the little nuances, right? Some of the little tricks that I have picked up along the way, given to you guys, like free. I'm trying to think, like, honestly, I'm asking myself, am I holding anything back? Like, dude, guys, ladies, as straight face as I can be, if I think that I'm holding back something from you guys, I will let you know. But I don't think I'm holding back on anything. Yeah. Honest engine. Cowboy. Thanks for piping in, Polygon. JP, it's good to see you. JJB, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing good. This is for true believers. Yeah, the true believers are here. Sounds like RH. You got it. I'd forgotten I did that already. Thanks. Good deal. Gandalf 0987. And some of you guys are new. Good morning, Bit Pits. Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you're new. That'd be cool to know. Like, are you here to learn about the Grays? Put a 1 in the chat. If you're like here for the alpha, like Prairie Banana can deliver any alpha. Well, hey, even a Prairie Banana can know a few things. All right, I don't know everything. I'll be the first to admit that, but I do know a few things. I made a little bit of money with my Pulse X and PDI last night. Well, how'd you do that, man? Oh, by flipping it over into the Grays. Just razzing you. No, I'm curious, man. How'd you make some money with your Pulse X and your PDI? Yeah, I don't know. maybe over on Better Bank, because I've been reading a little bit about that. I haven't even been to the site. I don't know anything much about it. other than I hear you can LP stuff and do things over there, but I'm really not into that. And I'm just holding out with the grays, pTGC and UFO. We always start by looking at the charts because we kind of want to start there. So just bear with me 1 second. I need to download. I was working on my slide deck because you guys know I'm working on a book, right? A book about pTGC and UFO. And what I can't cover in sometimes, which is a 2-hour stream, it will be covered in the book. It'll be covered in the book. So, yeah. And I'm building slides for the book. So and it's over to, I've got the manuscript over to a lady in Pakistan, and she is putting it into Adobe InDesign. And then I'm going to insert illustrations and art. And once she's done, I'm going to insert the illustrations and the art. And while I'm doing that, she's going to work on the cover. And at some point after that, the book will be done, and I will have a link for you guys to go buy the book. And I want it to be like loaded with alien art. It's going to be cool. My goal is for it to be a cool book, like a book you can put on your coffee table maybe, and people flip through and enjoy the art. We'll see. That's my intention. Waiting for higher numbers. Oh yeah. I guess we all did. If we're holding, let me get this. I think I can get this uploaded slides, because I got to have this. Sorry, I'm uploading something from my computer to StreamYard. You know what happens when you're doing stuff and talking at the same time? Like your bandwidth gets split up. And then I got to be able to share my screen, because we're going to talk about, hey, Vishal Patel. Good to see you. Lots of new faces. Sell that pTGC for bags of hex right now. Stressful struggle. Funny, man. No. No. I'll show you why. I hope you're joking. Let's see. Let me get this window thing. Where is the window that I want to share? There it is. Okay. I thought I was going to share the entire screen. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. People need to remember that eHex is the king of crypto. Okay. eHex. Let's look at, okay, hold up. No, really? Okay, and I love hex. I've got a hex, stake and ladder. All right, watch this, Stressful. Watch this. If I can get my screen to work here. And I know I can. Watch this now. Who's that remind you of? Not a person, but a redneck. Redneck's famous last word. Hey, y'all, watch this. pTGC hex. Let's look at this chart. And I'm not trying to be unkind. We love hex. We love Richard Hart, all that happy, good stuff, okay? Here is pTGC in the US. pTGC hex pair on PulseX V2 up and to the right. Now what we're gonna do, Stressful, is flip the chart to hex. Yeah, this is Pulse. This is the hex on Pulse, but let's just do this one. Just bear with me. Bear with a prayer banana. Look at pTGC up and to the right against hex. Let's take a measurement. It's up 68,000% up against hex. So there you go, guys. Bitcoin is at 121,000. 121,000. Need I say more? Why is this on the 1 hour? Yeah, man, look at that. That is beautimous. It has been as high as 122.5. No, I take that back. 123.4. So, yeah, man, we are right on the cusp of a new all-time high in Bitcoin. Yay, it's good times. Ethereum did break 4,600. It broke 4,700. Look at that. Yeah, man. Let's put it on the daily. Looking great. Let's put it on the monthly and then flip it to Bitcoin. and see how we're doing in terms of Bitcoin. Are we taking the dominance? Well, we had a huge candle against Bitcoin in July, and it's already shaping up to be a sizable candle for August. It's the 13th, so we're halfway through the month, basically. WPLS, what's shaking on over there? It is, oh, here's the monthly. Look at that. Big month in July, and already we're up for August. That's good. It's a good deal. And then pTGC, we lost some ratio, guys. We lost some ratio against Pulse, but we'll get it back. We will recover. So here's the monthly. We're red. We ran up in July. We're a little red for August. How are we doing on the daily? What is going on here? I need to reset my chart. Reset that thing. Yeah, we got a little bit of red. And you're not going to sense any bearishness in my voice. It is what it is. Look at this. Look at what pTGC has done against the layer one. Since December 2023, it is up 73,000% against the layer one. Show me another token that's up that much against the layer one on PulseChain. Show me another one in that time frame that's been around for a year or more. It doesn't even have to be 2 years like this one is. Show me one that's up and to the right that has a year's worth of flawless history with burnt LP. I'm going to throw that in. You got to have a burnt LP. Show me one. And I mean that sincerely. Like I want to know what's the competition. What about UFO? UFO on the monthly is looking decent. Pulling back a little bit. I'm not sure why. Just sellers, people taking profit. Hey, but when people take profit, you know what they do? They turn the tokens over to the hands of people that want to buy it. So, hey, man, it's an opportunity for buyers. And I'm going to remove this. We need buyers, right? We need people to come in but not that we need buyers. That is the wrong thing to say because we technically don't need buyers. We like buyers. We like all our friends to come in and participate. Hey, who wants to go to a party and be the only one there? So come on, everybody, and get your bags, get your JIC bag, just in case. Like you've been fudding it forever. And now it's time to just get a bag in case. UFO is up against the L1, 1,312%. So that's the trick that I want to show you guys. If you're new, especially if you're new. I didn't see any ones in the chat. There are no onesies. If you have kids, you know what that means. But what you want to do is when you're evaluating a token, you want to look and see how is it performing against the layer one. And the way you can do that, or against the token that it's paired with, right? You can do this. You go to Dex Screener, and because Dex Screener will put it automatically in USD, flip it over to WPLS, because PLS is just the gas token of the chain. It's like holding it's like my collar to be up, keep my neck warm. It's like holding Ethereum. Okay. Like if you hold Ethereum, then you have gas money. You can transact and you can swap in and out of any token with Ethereum. Same thing on PulseChain. You can swap in and out of any token with it. If you hold Pulse, like I like Pulse. I don't hold Pulse for price appreciation. I really don't. I hold it for transacting and getting into other projects, if you will. So yeah, look at your tokens versus PLS or versus Hex, because you can do some comparisons there too. Hex, PulseX, Inc, PDI, all of them, right? You want your token to be outperforming if possible. Let's get on here. Let's get on the chat here. Get a little, okay, we got that. Got that. Man, we're caught up. E-Hex is why I'm wrecked. Are you an authority on pTGC? Am I an authority on pTGC? First time tuning in? Vishal, thank you. I'm happy you're here. Okay, if I was to put myself in your shoes looking at me, I would say that Prairie Banana is an authority on pTGC. I'm laughing because I know myself. All right, I'm an authority on pTGC. I would say that I've been in here for a while. There are other people way more, like maybe they probably even know more about the mechanics of pTGC, but definitely more on the philosophical side of things. I'm more like, I know a lot of the mechanics and how to interact with the DApp and some of the general stuff. I'm not great with the philosophical things, but Vishal, I would say, yeah, just listen in if you want to know about these tokens. All good. All good. I'm in the Telegram group, just a different name. Oh, you are? Well, what's your name in there, man? I'm down about 5 million, but buying more E-Hex than ever before. Yay. You go, man. You go. Hey, we need people to hold E-Hex. Pump the price because it will just pull pTGC up. You know, listen, we're not here to beat anybody up. We're all going to win in this crypto game in this cycle. We're all going to win. I mean, pretty much just pick a horse, sorta. And be careful. You don't want to pick a horse that's got a bum leg. So let's do this, man. I'm going to hide that. So we showed you how to flip the chart. That's an important trick, man. That is very important. Here's another thing I forgot to do before I went live is pour myself a glass of water because I do consume a lot of water while I'm streaming. Updated my slides, so you guys are going to get to see the new slide deck, and those are the ones that are going in the book. So don't be surprised to see them in there too. But the art. The art that is going into the book is all unique. It's all stuff I made with AI, and you won't find it anywhere else. So you got to buy the book to see the art. Sounds funny, but it's true. All right, guys, let's get to it. Check it out, boys and girls. You know this one, the grays and RH cores. Look at the performance of pTGC versus the cores. Again, we love the cores. We're bonded with them. We support Richard Hart. We wouldn't be here without Richard Hart. Come on, man. Sip of water. Hold on. So there you have it. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Next thing we're going to talk about is index tokens, because pTGC and UFO are index tokens. I'm going to try to run through this fast today, guys. What's an index token? It's holding one token that's bonded with many others, so you effectively own a piece of all these other tokens. You could look at it this way. You have $1,000 of, I'm going to try to articulate this. I've never thought this through. You have $1,000 of pTGC, and say pTGC is bonded with 10 other assets. Then you got $100 in all these other assets. You can look at it like that. You could do a little mental gymnastics. pTGC is bonded with the best tickers on the chain, the RH cores and others. And we try to select only the best tickers on the chain because we want those tickers. We expect those tickers to go up and pull the price of pTGC and UFO up. It's an index, and it's one of the financial hacks that has been around for decades, and many very successful financiers are proponents of index funds, index. Now we have in crypto index tokens. pTGC and UFO are index tokens. You buy one and you hold a bunch. And here's an illustration, classic illustration. PulseChain was below 1-to-1 with Pulse prior to August 26th last year. So you could buy, at one time you could buy one pTGC with a, how do you put it? With one Pulse, you could buy more than one pTGC. Now, on August 26th, it went 1-to-1. So it costs you one Pulse per pTGC. And right now, what's the ratio? 16? It's 13. Now it costs you 13 Pulse per pTGC. And it has been as high as 22.8, I believe. So the ratio is always over time going up. We anticipate it just to keep on going. We are pulling back, though, to be honest. It has pulled back quite a bit from its all-time high, but not to be dismayed. This is a buying opportunity, and we do want the L1 to perform, and I think that's one of the reasons that the ratio is down. I don't know. That'd be interesting, to pick the brains of the philosophers and why they think that our ratio is coming down. It's going to stop. Okay. I don't like using that language, but maybe on Spaces on Saturday, we can talk about that. Why is the ratio suffering a little bit? So that's index tokens. And here's a graphical representation of an index. And by the way, pTGC and UFO are most thickly bonded to each other. And after that, their next thickest bond is with PLS. And you guys can see all the liquidity pairs I'm putting in look into at Secreto Bank. secretobank.com. Let's have a look at that actually, because it's a good place to check the volume, and I'm curious what the volume is today. Okay, yesterday, look at this. Yesterday it was 278,000, like right here. Now let's do a refresh on the screen. We'll see what it is right now. I bet it's about the same or less. Ooh, 371. I like being wrong in a good direction. That's good. That's good volume. So, and we'll look at UFO here in a second. But what you can do is you can sort this by columns. You can sort the columns by numbers. And look, we have the pTGC UFO pair has $4.2 million in it. pTGC WPLS pair, $3 million. And here you go. pTGC and Hex is $1.2 million. Let's go have a look at UFO. So the way you do that, guys, is you select volume. So that's how you get here. And then you will select UFO. Oh, I bet we can see what it was yesterday. Let's do that. It was 64,000. We'll just refresh this screen. Check the volume. It was 64,000 yesterday. What is it today? I don't know if it's more or less. Probably I was going to say more. Hey, John May. Good to see you, as always. All right, let's get to the chat. That's your index tokens. We went through secretobank.com. Let's first time tuning in, all good. Okay. Stressful struggle. We don't like to have stressful struggles, but we do encounter them from time to time. Market must be heating up if we got people talking about other coins in here of all places. Trolls will be trolls. ETF's chief. I don't understand what you mean, Ebonics Lover. Extraterrestrial token flying. Yeah. Unbeatable financial objects. Yes, that's going to be in my book. The funny acronym for UFO. I forget. Unbeatable financial. Yeah, it's going to be something like that. We need more bonding with a forked. I think it's coming, dude. It is. I think we'll be doing that later on in the cycle as a hedge for down pressure. John May made it. Good job, dude. I know you struggled to get in here. Noob here. Could you give a brief description of the relation between UFO and pTGC? Tough, dude. That's tough for me, but I'll try. They're two totally separate assets. We're going to talk about them in somewhat detail. pTGC first, and then we're going to talk about UFO. But the difference is, I actually have a slide for that. But the relationship, they're the same founder, same DApp, There, you just saw the liquidity bonding. Their thickest liquidity is with each other, and then we'll get into more details. Working, but you're listening. Thanks, John. Atropa takes on the move. Let's see. We need more bonding with yeah. Atropa. Yeah, Atropa. If Atropa is good for PulseChain, I'm here for it. Every day I struggle, but soon I know my financial struggles will be over. Yeah, man. Our day is coming, guys. Whoa. My next slide, Vishal, is what's the difference between pTGC and UFO? Like, I'm surprised. I built the slide deck. Right? There you go. And this is, okay, just so you know, these are fee-based tokens. We can call them a community fee or a management fee, but really, I was using the term management fee. That's wrong because there's no manager here, right, that we're paying. But like community fee works because it literally stays within the community. You know, the little bit that goes to your wallets as yield, a little bit. There you go. Prairie Banana fudding his own token. we do get yield. You know, like if you hold pTGC, 1% of every transaction goes to you as a holder, but it adds up day after day, and as volume increases, so does the yield. So they're both fee-based tokens, 5% pTGC, 6% UFO. Here's how they're broken down. Oh no, this is the fee, and then pTGC, its LP is burnt. This is really good for you, Rishal. This is key distinctions. It's 23 months old. 12.6% of the fixed supply has been burned. It has 16,000 wallets. UFO is a 6% fee. LP is user provided, like all of it. It's 23 months. It's not 23 months old. That is false. I need to fix that slide. It's more like, because it came out 7 months after pTGC. So just subtract 7 from 23. It has burned. That is not true. This slide is broken, guys. I need to fix it. Let me write this down to make sure that I do that. Fix difference slide. Isn't it so fun to discover problems while you're live streaming? But that's true. 6% LP is user provided. It's like 16 months old. I think 8.3% of the token supply has been burned, and it has like 6,500 wallets. There you go. Oh, it's burned 8.4%. There we go. Cool. Thank you, Shaka. Yeah. Okay, we covered let's go into the fees. We're going to talk about, oh no, where's my fees slide? There it is. It got mixed up. See, I'm renovating my slide deck, so NUFO has 6,246 wallets. Cool. Because I'm renovating my slide decks. It's a little bit out of order, but I'll get it fixed. It's not a big deal. So pTGC, here's where the fees go for pTGC and UFO, and you can see it right there. It's 5% for pTGC. UFO is 6%. So 2% goes to the DAO, which always uses it for something benevolent, good for the ecosystem. It'll always buy and burn tokens or add new LPs. 1% goes to holders, 1% to stakers. Not everybody stakes with the holders, so stakers are making more. 0.5% burns pTGC. 0.5% is used to pair PLS, and those LP tokens are sent to the dead address. In UFO, 3% goes to LP providers, 1% to holders, 1% burns UFO, 1% burns pTGC. And by the way, UFO LP providers, we used to say that, the holders, 3% goes to LP. Let's get that back up. 3 LP providers, and you'd think they'd make so much more, right? Because it's 3%. No, 1% goes to holders, but we have been saying, because it was true for 1 month, holders were making 5 times more APY. No longer is that true. It's more like 2.4 times APY. I did the math on it, and I'm tracking it now. Every month we'll know how much more or what the difference is between holding and staking holding and LP rewards is in UFO, because we'll just do that with my little tracking wallet, experimental wallet that I have going on. So there is your fees. And there was a slide back here that really needs to be moved. Oh, check this out. Actually, it is in a very good spot. This is a slide that we built just this week, last week. And I think I must have showed it on Sunday, but have a look at this, guys. Hopefully it's updated. Okay. I'd have to check. But there you go. pTGC and UFO LP. pTGC has, and this is the gold is RH course and the green is total. UFO has more LP with RH tickers. This might be the old slide, but it's because Shaka Vibes and I were having this conversation about this slide being a little wonky. It is, if this is the old one, it's off it might be off just a little bit, guys, but the numbers are close, and the graphics are close. You know, it's the whole idea is to give us an idea that there is a difference between the LP between pTGC and UFO. And again, UFO's LP is user provided, and anybody with RH tickers can come in and buy a bag of UFO and bond it with your RH tickers and have an LP, and at the same time get a share rate, which we'll talk about later. Share rates could end up being a very big deal. Okay. We're going to talk about, hold on. We're going to talk about alien tech and superpowers about these tokens. We've got alien tech over here, guys. The Greys came down from outer space and taught humans how to finally get their financial act together. So we've got alien tech, and we also have superpowers. pTGC and UFO each have a superpower, and you want exposure to these. That's my sales pitch, but I'm not done. pTGC's, one of its, let's see, we're not going to get into the superpower just yet. We're going to talk about the alien tech. One of them is the AMM bots, and that's what really sold me when I got into this ecosystem, was the AMM bots constantly arbitraging the pairs, balancing the pairs throughout the PulseChain ecosystem, and paying rewards to holders and stakers of pTGC. And UFO works on the same principle, AMM bots. So how do I break it down? The AMM bots just got to balance pairs. But when they do that, they're paying the 5% fee. They'll buy in one pair and sell into another one, and they'll pay that 5% on each of those transactions. And they do that 24/7, 365 days a year, without complaining, and we don't got to pay any taxes on them. We don't got to pay their unemployment. You know, they never call in sick. The AMM bots work 24/7. That's why we said earlier that we technically don't need users in the Greys, in pTGC. We need users in UFO because there would be no LP without it. But actually, we don't even need users in UFO technically either, because everybody could just hold the tokens and the contract would run with the AMM bots doing the same thing, balancing the pairs, paying the holders. Yeah, it would work. But just take one person to LP and he'd get all that 3%. Well, let's refer to the chat, shall we? So that's one of the alien techs, is the AMM bots. And I'm going to talk about another one here in just a minute after I describe to you how the rewards and volumes work. But before that, let's talk about, let me run through the chat and make sure we're caught up. You call it a helps you retire fee. Yeah, I like that. You're a character, dude. Everybody has, every day I struggle, but soon I know that's where we're left off. You call it a helps you retire fee. Yes, sir. So there we go. There's the data on UFO burn, 8.4%. wallet 6246. pTGC launched in October 2023. UFO came out in May 2024. Facts. Lemonade, it's good to see you. Hey, you didn't put your usual up there. What's up? Are you okay? Aaron B. Shark Stories. The core coins have been going up over the last few days, but pTGC is down a few percent. Given that the core coins are going up and pTGC is a leverage on the cores, should pTGC not be going up too? Yes, and it will. It will. Look at your deck screener in terms of core coins. Pull pTGC up against Inc, Hex, PulseX, Pulse. Okay, switch the chart from USD to Inc, for example, and then zoom out. Put it on the monthly or the weekly, and then tell me what you can expect. And I'm not being smart. I'm just saying that's an experiment. It sounds like you need to do, because we all need to do it. We all need to do it. We just got to take the time to do it. John May, hey, quick question. Say whenever we want to take profit, what the heck we sell into? Because PDI ain't $1. Is there any real stable coins over here on PulseChain? Not yet. What do you sell into? That's a good question. And you put it in a very funny way. Well, we might have a stable coin at some point. So, and it's not time to take profit anyhow, John May. Actually, if you got, I'm not telling you guys what to do. I mean, if you're making, and everybody that holds these tokens is making yield every month, take it for profit. Why not? Or just let it sit in your wallet and appreciate. You know what I mean? Sorry, just not really been in. Life's been hectic. Hit that like button, y'all, and subscribe. Thank you, John May. You're a good buddy. Good morning, PB. Just getting here. Did I miss the dip? Did you miss the dip? Let's see. I think you missed the dip, dude. pTGC is at 71.58. Let's put it on the hourly. Let's have a look. Yeah, we did. We did dip. Look at that. We dipped down to 67. Yeah. Sorry, Hex Elvis. I'm the bearer of bad news. I'm so sorry, but look at that recovery, eh? I like it. Wanted to try something different. Well, it worked, didn't it? Keep in mind, pTGC has had a number of profit takers this week. Yes, a lot of coins getting washed out, and it's still almost flat. That shows you the power of the machine. Something we have seen repeatedly over time is that when people take profit, like, look at this, guys. Remove this real quick. Bought up within, let's see, let's put it on this is the hourly. Look at this dip. Let's put it on the 15 minutes. Sold. Bought. I mean, within minutes. Let's see. It went down. Well, this is probably a 12-hour span, 12, 14 hour. It went down 7.5% over 9 hours. And then it went up. Oh, I got to reset. Up 6.7% in 3 hours. Less than 3 hours, I bet. So yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. No issues. Not worth waiting for a dip. That's how I've been this whole bear market. Like, I'm sitting on fiat or Pulse or whatever, and I'm like, I keep hearing these stories, and I'm telling you, I've heard these stories of people that are waiting for a pullback in pTGC, and they wait, and it just runs away from them. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you from other people's experience. And what I have done is I never waited. Because this thing gets bought up. And then you're just left like, man, I got to keep waiting because it does come back. Or I just get in now. And I've always been because I sleep better. I get my tokens, and then I'm like, I got them, and I'm a long-term thinking Generation X, and I can wait a long time. You want to play the patience game with me? I might win, and so if I got half the tokens that I could have, if I had waited and I might got the double the tokens. I'm happy with half the tokens. I'm gonna be good. I'm good. Is there a shrimp, dolphin, shark, whale scale for pTGC? There is, and we'll get to it, dude. I will show it to you. Ben says, there's a good showing today, guys. You guys are really keeping it lively. What's up? It must be Ethereum. Can show the league quickly, but I think the numbers have moved due to burns. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. At John May, we'll let you guys talk about that. My largest bag, thanks to me? Really? Let me know. I hear that from time to time, and it never fails to make my day. That's cool, man. That is really congratulations. Is in order for you. Hold on, I'm gonna drink. One of the things you got to understand that these are reflection tokens. All you got to do is hold them. You'll earn reflections. But reflections are dependent on volume. So volume go up, reflections go up. But as price goes up, you would need more how do you put it? Let me back up. Volume goes up, true. Your reflections are going to increase. But as price goes up, your token quantity will decrease. You'll get the same value. So for $100,000 of volume, at a lower price, you're going to earn more tokens. At a higher price, fewer tokens. Same value. Okay. And if you got any questions, if you need me to restate that somehow, let me know, and I can do that. But that's an interesting thing to understand. What's up, Doe? Good to see you. And so, seems like there was more I was going to say on that. Rewards and volume. It's just important to understand. Oh, that the tokens, like let's say when price is really low, you're getting way more tokens, way more because, in the times months back, you earned way more tokens. And now let's say you're earning 1/10 of the number of tokens. Well, those tokens that you earned in the past have now done a 10x, for example. So we love it when the price is down because we earn more tokens that we know in the future will appreciate in value. We talked about this on Spaces Monday. Two tidbits of information that are totally off topic, but we figured that pTGC is up 78,000x off the bottom, 78,000x. But we know that it's more difficult to get more X's, right? As the more X's you have behind you, the more difficult it is to achieve more. I mean, I'm not being bearish, but somebody did make a prediction, I think he kind of did make a prediction, but he was more like, man, this could happen. What if pTGC is the first 1 billion X token? A 1 billion X token, the first one in crypto history, world history. Well, do you know it would have to be, if you count it from the bottom, that would be a $16.93 pTGC. Okay, sorry, this is off topic, but it's kind of fun. That'd be a $16.93 pTGC. And I did the math on that. 1693 times the circulating supply, that would be, and the total crypto market cap right now is about 4 trillion. I think it would put pTGC at like 6 trillion. So I know it's moon mathy. It's like, is it even possible? Okay, I got in life, I look at things like possibilities and probabilities. Yes, that is possible, but I'm going to be on that's not probable side. Okay, just to be conservative, because that is. But there you go. 78,000x and all that stuff. Wait, what? How do I earn on my pTGC? Staking? I love it, dude. You're so excited. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to be into the DApp after 2 slides. One, this next one is the alien tech. Alien tech. Yeah, this is the alien tech. We talked about this is the second alien tech for pTGC. UFO has alien tech, has 1 alien tech and 2 superpowers. How's that work? Sorry, I got to look at the slide. And it's coming up. But the alien tech for pTGC, the second one, is that there is literally more going into the system. We're going to cover your question, Vishal. We're 100% going to cover that when we get into the DApp. 2 more slides. There's more going into this system than can be extracted. Here you go. What? Where's my? Well, I just updated this slide this morning, and part of the I didn't copy the text. You guys are probably laughing at me like, "Pray Banana, you need to get your act together." I know. I'm updating these slide deck like every week. So here we go. I could fix it right now, but I'll just tell you guys. So the green part is what is going into the system. 0.5% is going to LP, 0.5% burns tokens, and 2% goes to the DAO, which always does positive things for the ecosystem. Now, the yellow part that's missing, that is what goes to holders and stakers. 1% to holders, 1% to stakers. So that's the max that can be extracted from the system. And I can tell you from my own observations in this system that many people are rather diamond-handed. They don't like to let go of these tokens. Why? They're paying them every single day. It's a deflationary asset that you hold a core principle of that will always be inflating relative to the circulating supply. So nobody wants to let go of these tokens. Well, some people will sell their tokens. It's okay. But of the 2% that goes to holders and stakers, that is not always going to be extracted, but it can be. But you see from the illustration, you got 3% going in, 2% can go out. So it's a 20% net positive of the fees, the 5% fee for pTGC. And what separates the pTGC from other fee-based tokens or other tokens on the Pulse network is the DAO, the decentralized autonomous organization, which is fully decentralized. It has no admin keys. It's not just a marketing wallet with admin keys that we're trusting somebody to, do the right thing with. No, this thing is like if the founder like went off the scene and some of the other guys that are involved in the DAO went off the scene, we would all just pick up the pieces and move on with the pTGC DAO. And it's that DAO that separates pTGC from other tokens. It allows the DAO, it allows pTGC to be like a ship on the sea that can move and pivot and circumnavigate around obstacles, not like a train on the track. Standard tokens, train on a track. They can go forward and back. And if they got to crash through an obstacle, why, it might lead to a derailment, right? So that is what separates pTGC from other fee-based tokens. And it's also, I'll be honest, what separates pTGC from UFO. But we're bullish on UFO. We'll get to that. It has thicker LP and other reasons to be excited about it. But we're going into the DApp. Vishal, let's get caught up on the chat here. Yeah, no, through an updated league chart in the TG. Cool. I can't display it. But guys, if you want to see the updated league chart, go to the Telegram. I just literally can't. Yep, you can earn. So I'm backing up. Let me get caught up in this chat and then we'll jump into the DApp for Vishal and everybody. So then I take my profit into WETH and send it to my ETH wallet, or will it already be there? Okay, so then I say take profit into WETH, then send it to my ETH wallet, or will it already be there? And then I have to swap it then to a stable or whatever? Yeah, something like that, dude. You might be able to use Liberty Swap to get back out. What's up, Landscraper? Thanks for doing that. Appreciate that, Shaka. Yeah, $16. Hey, man, who would turn that down? We'll see, man. This is gonna be a fun cycle. They're gonna be. I think we're in for some surprises. I got to get my TG back on here. Got new phone. Been lazy. Stop being lazy, John. Get your TG on your phone. I'm in from point 407. 4 zeros, baby. Yeah, man. Let's get you set up with staking and locking if you want to do that. Good job, 407. I think I got in around there too, but I was all dollar cost averaging too. What actually have the liquidity backing for people to sell at that price too? Yes, true. My bag ain't going to touch, but my rewards, I'll be taking profit when I need. 30 watching, like the video. 30 watching, yeah. Go like the video, guys. Appreciate it. Had 6 zeros when I got into pTGC. Yeah, I don't know if I got in at 407. I don't remember. Bananas, what separates Bananas, what separates pTGC and UFO? Is that what you're saying, or are you asking a question? Laughing. The more I listen, the more I learn. Well, good. That's cool. I like it. That's what I'm here for. In terms of reflections, remember, these increase your share. Can you say compounding interest? Yes. So your reflections, that's what's cool, Bren Ayers, is your reflections go straight to your wallet. They just go and just add to your stack. And then they start earning reflections also, those tokens. So it's like, we'll always be expanding like that. Sorry, was just making sure I got it right. I know, but always second guess myself. Am I Canadian? I am not Canadian. I won't get more specific than that, but I am not Canadian. Not that I don't like Canadians. They're just north of us, right? What's saying about bananas was just giving you a hard time. Oh, like I need it. Like I need more people to give me a hard time. Let's go to the DApp, man. Maybe Vishal will stake some tokens. All right, let me get it pulled up. And it's also time for a sip. Where is my DApp? There it is. The DApp is PulseTGC.com. PulseTGC. So Vishal, this is all for you, Vishal. All for you. I'm just going to talk to you. Maybe not, but PulseTGC.com. All right. Stressful struggle. Well, assuming you have a jacket on, it's probably cold where you are, and it's up north somewhere. I do have a jacket on, and it's because I'm in an air-conditioned office. It's actually pretty warm outside. It is warm outside. It's like it's going to be hot today, man. But yeah, air-conditioned office, man. Good guess. Very good guess. The Gray's Currency. And we are working on a new site, guys, just so you know. And from what I've seen and heard, it should be like a combination. It'll be a combination between PulseTGC.com and Look Into pTGC. And if you're familiar with Look Into pTGC, it's all the stats and stuff. So it's going to be a mix, a blend. It should be good. But this is where you go to interact with the contract. You can also interact with the contract at lookintoptgc.com. It has a DApp. Just look all the way over on the right. You'll see the DApp. You can connect your wallet there. I've done it a bunch of times. So select the staking tab. I think we already did that. And then let me get a correct wallet hooked up here, guys. Just bear with me. Is this the right one? I think it is. Man, it's been a while. Just wait till I take 2 weeks off or something, man. I did take a week off one time, and I came back to streaming, and I was like, what? I am not used to this anymore. So we're going to skip a lot of this stuff up here. This is global stats and your stats. You guys can figure that out, okay? We want to get through this for time's sake. You can do 3 things with pTGC, just to back up. You can hold it to earn reflections, stake it to earn reflections and staking rewards, and then you can lock it to earn, and you'll earn reflections, staking, and locking rewards if you lock it. And you can do all 3 at this at this DApp. We call it a DApp. We can call it a site. It's actually a decentralized application, but you can call it whatever you want. Just don't call it unprofitable. So if you're holding your pTGC, like I said, your reflections are going to go straight into your wallet. You don't got to trigger anything. And they just kind of show up in sort of a spooky alien text sort of way. But if you stake or lock, they'll be in the contract. You'll see them stack up in the contract, and you just got to claim them. Then they go to your wallet and begin earning reflections. And then you can do whatever you want with them. Once they're in your wallet, you can add to your stake, or you can make another lock. It's one stake per wallet, multiple locks, like numerous. I don't know that there's any limit on the number of wallets. Probably depends on how much your computer can handle. So if you wanted to stake, you select the stake button. There's no time frame. There's no time limit. And you can claim your rewards at any time. Any more than once a week is pretty much like wasting your time. Unless you get a big influx of yield. And then once you claim, like I said, this will zero out and they'll be in your wallet instead, earning reflections. So this is an experimental wallet that has 1 million pTGC in there, staked, locked for 10 years. And yeah, there's 7,500 pTGC. And the last time earned from staking, the last time I reset this was on February 10th. So, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to reset it, harvest the yield again until next year on February 10th. So that's how you do it. You claim. You can stake. You can select however much. There's no time limit. And you can leave your stake as long as you want. You can claim. If you withdraw, that means end your stake. You're going to pay a 1% fee that goes to all the other stakers. 1% of your principal goes to all the other stakers. And the jury is out for how long it takes for you to ROI on that 1%. I estimate 100 to 200 days, all depending on transaction volume and your start price and what the price is when you withdraw. Okay. So there are not a lot of variables there, but there's a lot of room for, you just got to figure it out. But I estimate 100 to 200 days, which is a big difference, right? I think that's it for staking. Let's get to the chat. You guys are really chatty today. Awesome that you have staking, isn't it? It's cool. I love staking. I love staking because it's like I'm not just holding the tokens for price appreciation or for, in this case, reflections. I can actually stake them and earn more because I'm here for more. And at the same time, it removes the ability. It puts another barrier between myself, and like selling tokens. And then, and I'm not in the South. You got it out of me, man. You're in West Virginia on the site and wallet connected. Now what? I think we're just talking about that. You're on the site and your wallet is connected. Now what? You might need to refresh your page and then make sure. Oh, let's see. You should be able to, Vishal, you should see your tokens on PulseTGC.com. You should see right here, total held, because it's going to detect in your wallet what's there. And then you can stake however much of that you hold. You can stake it if you wanted to do that. Okay. You're from Virginia. Stressful Struggle says, how do you feel about the Richard Hart coins on pump tires? Do you think they will pair at some point? I don't have any idea, Stressful. I don't follow that. Run, dream. Maybe I should. Just remember, if you lock and you are seeking to invest in another coin, why would you unless it is Bitcoin? There is a 30% fee, so better just to stake. Yeah. Okay. You guys are characters today. So this earned from holding amount has automatically been deposited into my wallet. Yes, exactly, Vishal. Earned from holding which you saw right here, is how much you've earned in reflections. Exactly. Only lock and stake if you're 100% sure you're not going to touch it. Yeah. Hello, I have a question. How many coins can you earn from staking 100 million coins, for example? Chauncey, I've got the answer for you. Let's go get this answer for Chauncey, and everybody will benefit from this. And then we'll get into the locking part. Boy, we have an active class today. Let me make sure I'm not doxing anything here. Let's see. I got an itch. Talking to somebody about this yesterday. So what we're going to do is, let's do this for Chauncey. This is interesting, and this is interesting. Watch this. Okay. There you go. I think that's it right there. Screenshot that, Chauncey. Look. Average staking yield per holding yield and staking yield per 1 million tokens. And then I think I put this in the chat at some point in the last day. And it's only accurate down to here. So these actually should be deleted. Okay, there you go. And you might wonder, okay, you need to bear in mind, you're welcome, Chauncey. Bear in mind that as price goes up, and price has gone up a lot since August, you're earning fewer tokens. But look, I don't think the price did less than double since August. I think it probably has doubled since August. And look, we're still, and that's because still you earned, 22 tokens versus 44. And why is that? It's because of the volume, which might be right here. Yeah, the volume. I could, oh man, makes me want to. Don't let me delete columns, guys. PulseChain. Come on, pTGC volume. Hide columns. I don't ever want to accidentally delete my columns. That would be a tragedy. All right, check this out. We'll go a step further. Look at that volume. Okay, August, 936. And this is monthly volume. 930. Yeah, so you'd have to break it down for the day. Okay, $936,000 for monthly volume in August, $8.25 million in July. And that's why you have such a big difference in tokens. Okay, let's get back here. If you have pTGC and UFO, just know that you're blessed. Yeah, man. I am with you on that. Okay, let's get to the locking part of this. We're going to talk about locking. So, in my opinion, you need to approach, like, staking is like, if you're in here for the long haul, like I am, I just stake my tokens. All my tokens are staked, except for a few right now, because I might be taking profit. Who knows? Sometime soon. I'm like, okay, my yield, I'm just leaving it liquid right now. But like, all my tokens basically are staked. That's easy. Locking, on the other hand, my opinion is you need to be very careful, because it's a 30%. If you have the ability to unlock your tokens, but you're going to pay 30% of your principal, and that could really hurt. Or it could not, or the hurt could be softened by massive price appreciation. You never know. But still, even if you had to nuke, even if you had massive price appreciation and you're nuking 30% of your principal, it would still be kind of a bummer, right? So when approach locking very deliberately, take some time to think about it, especially if you're a hothead, quick action taker. Kind of like, I'm not a hothead, but I do like to take action quickly. And if you're one of those guys, just kind of relax. There's nothing on fire. Take some time, get acclimated to the system, talk to some other investors in the ecosystem, talk it over with your wife, your financial financial advisor, and just take your time and think about it, because that's a heavy penalty. let's see, what else is there about locking? There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to it. And there's a big difference between locking, holding, and staking rewards too, which we're going to talk about. So some ideas on locking before we go to the DApp. Something you can do is make a locking ladder, just like you would build a hex staking ladder. You build a locking ladder, and you can make it however often you want, yearly, quarterly, every 2 years, something like that, whatever you wanted to do. And we're going to talk about the, while I'm talking, let me show this, the time lock tier system. Okay, see that? If you lock for 90 days, you will keep 55% of the rewards. If you lock for 10 years, you will keep 100% of the rewards. And every year in between is a different percentage. Okay, so the longer you lock, the more you will earn of the rewards that come to your wallet. And we're going to talk more about that. If you guys need to screenshot that, have at it. Locking ladder is a way to go. I almost look at locking as a 3-part thing. Like what I did is, like in my personal locking, all last year, I had my stuff in. I did have some 10-year locks. I did that right off the bat. But then after that, after I realized, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have been so aggressive, I put it all into 90-day locks, and I took time to think about it. And once I had figured out exactly what I wanted to do, and I worked out my plan on paper, actually on the computer, it could have been on paper. Is what I did is I did 3 things with my pTGC. I built I look at it this way. I did 3 things. 1, I did more 10-year locks. 2, I made a locking ladder, an annual pTGC locking ladder. And 3, I did 90-day locks. So what are the 90-day locks for? That's my profit. Interesting thing I just figured out too is that my 90-day locks, and they're small. I mean, they're small, but they're worth less than the yield that I've earned in the system. So literally, when I take, and that's my target to take profit in the 90-day locks. And you could do this. This is an example for when you can do the same thing. 90-day locks, a small bag, right? And it's going to be liquid in 90 days, which will go by quickly, by the way. And I don't think we're in the time of the cycle where we need to question we can do a 90-day lock, but this is not financial advice. So my 90-day locks I'm looking at those that have since matured, and that's like liquid to me because I can go end them, but I'm not going to because they're still earning 55% locking rewards, 90-day locks. And then I did a locking ladder, which is self-explanatory. And I've got a lock ending, maturing at the end of this year. Again, it's small. And all my ladders, the whole ladder is pretty small. I went heavy in 10-year locks. 88% of my pTGC is in 10-year locks. 8% is in the ladder, and 4% is in the 2% is in the 90-day locks. That's how I did it. Now, of this locking ladder, if you lock 1 day into the next tier, you will earn from that tier. So if you lock 9 years and make it a week, if you lock 9 years and 7 days, you will earn 100% of the locking rewards. And I think that's about it for locking. Let me show you in the DApp. Let me show you what I got cooking over here. And then we're going to talk about some differences between holding, staking, and locking. All right. You can have, 1 stake per wallet, multiple locks. This is how you do it. You got to be staked in order to lock. And then you got to unlock in order to unstake. Okay. That makes sense. So your tokens have to be staked, and then you can lock them. You just select the lock button and select however many tokens you want to lock and the time frame from 90 days up to 3,650 days. All right. And then you can build a ladder if you want. You can claim your tokens just like staking rewards. You can claim they're sitting in the contract. And like if you're anything in a lock, anything less than 10 years, like say this is a 90-day lock. this 3,977 tokens that are here is all the tokens that this wallet could possibly earn. But when I claim them, 45% is going to the dead address. And that's what happens to all these, to the balance. Like if you're in 90-day locks, you keep 55%, 45% goes to the dead address, effectively reducing the supply, giving everyone, including yourself, a raise in the system. So anything less than 10-year locks is really a benevolent type of locking system because they really reduce the supply. And think of this, guys. Every single pTGC that's in the burn address will never earn another reflection or a staking reward ever again. All right. Prairie Banana is hyper bullish on locking. Why? Let's talk about some differences first. Your holding and staking rewards are based on the volume on the network today. Let's say, we saw the volume today was 300 and something thousand, which is a good day. I think we had near 1 million a couple weeks ago. Yeah, $378,000. Your reflections and staking rewards will come from that $378,000 in volume. Your locking rewards will not come from there. Your locking rewards will come from people that end their locks early, 30%, which goes to all the other lockers based on their position of the of all the locked tokens. Okay, and the contract doesn't discriminate what the value of those tokens is. It's going to send you a certain number of tokens. So if Jim Bob early end locks a billion tokens, nuking 300 million tokens, let's say they're worth $1 each, and Jim is up a lot. I bet he was up a lot on his lock, but he's still nuking $300 million worth of tokens that go to all the other lockers. And we're going to see in a calculator toward the end of this when we get into the, I don't like to call it moon math anymore. It's more like fact math, or it's like real math. We're going to look at how lucrative locking could potentially be. And I'm big on locking. So that's the difference, is that pTGC's the reflections and staking rewards are based on network volume. Locking rewards is based on people ending their locks early. And I look at the reflections and staking rewards also as more not contract dependent, but as like day after day, minute after minute, you're gaining rewards. But in locking, you're waiting on other people to end their locks. So it's more like human dependent. All right, there we go. That's the pTGC DApp. My friend Vishal, my new friend, do you have any questions? We're going to move on to UFO, and UFO does not take us long. But dude, if you have any questions, send them over. And I'm going to get caught up on the chat. Oh, you do have a question. We're so close to that penny. Yeah. Do you think a penny is a big number for a lot of pTGC holders, or there's so much more time to go beyond? I think that a penny is going to be a big deal for a lot of holders. Does that mean that a lot of holders are going to dump their tokens? And I don't think that's what you were getting at, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I really, a lot of the OGs in this system, like I was saying earlier, understand what they hold. And I don't believe that we're going to get dumped on. And if we do, it's just an opportunity for people to buy. Penny, I think penny is a big number. And I also think that once we reach a penny, we're going to get some attentions from people outside the ecosystem, not just our holders. And I hope that answered your question. Vishal, trying to understand the tokenomics. Is pTGC inflationary? No, it is not. It is actually deflationary. It started with a supply of 333 billion, 333 billion, 333 million, 333,000, 333, literally. And it's down to 291 something billion. So 12+% has been burned. Yeah, it's not inflationary. Isn't that cool? And if you like rewards from reflections, then you and John, behave yourself. I'm gonna put you in the corner, dude. Please keep the comments focused. Thank you, Polygon. This is a platform PB dedicates a lot of his time to help educate people who want to know more about the Grays ecosystem. I'm gonna give you a wrench, dude. I'm gonna give you a wrench somehow. Maybe I can do it offline. We got to keep going. We got to keep going. John, I like you. But yeah, let's keep it to pTGC and UFO in here. Because that's just how we do this. This is how we do it. We can't be everybody's going to win, but we can't be just, here, there, and everywhere. This is focus time. All right. So we talked about, I think we got everything. Not one big lock. Oh, that's another thing about locking is don't, thanks, John. Hey, Tin Top. Good to see you, man. What's up, Hexicans? Yeah, we're all Hexicans in here, ain't we? I love it, man. What's up, Run, Dream, Achieve? So the other thing is, if you're going to do the 10-year locks, my advice is break it up into smaller ones. Because if you do this, if life happens and you're like, man, I need that stuff liquid, I got to nuke it. Well, if you broke it up into 10 bags, you're only nuking 30% of one bag. There you go. We talked about that. Now we're going to go into UFO. And let me pull this up, even though I don't care for this slide. Sorry, guys. I don't even like it. It needs to be fixed. What's the difference between UFO? How does UFO stand out? Well, if you hold the token, you keep all the reflections. Like yield farmers are not taking a cut because UFO that's in LP is not earning reflections. The LPs tend to stay put because if they pull out and the price were to dip, others would jump in to grab the cheap tokens and the cheap share rates. It also has 50% more liquidity paired with RH tickers. There you go. There's some things that make UFO stand out. Let's get into the DApp. And give me a second. Get this pulled up. Man, you guys are chatty Cathys. I like it though. I mean, it keeps it lively. Just figured since it was in a pTGC ecosystem, it'd be cool. But yeah, I understand. Thanks, John. I know. It's just, it is what it is. You guys chatting at each other. All right. UFO. Same DApp. PulseTGC.com. Let's go to it. Select UFO token right here. UFO token. Okay, let me back up. I always forget to start with this. You can do two things with UFO. You can hold it and you can stake it. That's all you can do. But that's not to minimize UFO because I am excited. I am bullish. I am optimistic about UFO. I'm actually hoping that UFO might, like secretly, I'm an underdog lover, guys. Right now, UFO don't get no affection. It doesn't get the attention that pTGC does. It's like, I think because pTGC was the first one, it has more, in my opinion, more moving parts. It's like has more glamour to it. pTGC, I love pTGC. But I hold about an equal amount of UFO. And UFO is it's just UFO. But it might, we don't know. We're going to find out. It might end up taking some of the glamour from pTGC. That's not the way I wanted to put it. Oh, it might flip the narrative. What if UFO flips the narrative and we end up talking about UFO so much versus pTGC? That'd be cool. That would be cool. Okay, questions. Keen to see the league ranking system for pTGC when you get a sec. You said you had a slide. Well, my friend, want to know if I have enough? We're going to get to it. We are going to get to it. Maybe it's right here. Give me a second. As I talk and click. I do have it. I'm going to pull it up for you, man. I know you've been itching for this. I'm at the click back. This might not be exactly what you're looking for because, well, it doesn't put the costs in there. Okay. But there you go. There you go. And in my opinion, dude, okay, you want to hear my commentary on that? You're going to get my commentary. You guys can't answer. Want to know if I have enough. Not stake UFO, but LP. Correct. Yes, you can't stake UFO. Yeah, 33 million is a dolphin position. Correct, John. 33 million is a dolphin position. So let me get this going back. Actually, did you get to screenshot that, Vishal? Screenshot that. 33 million is a dolphin. No, well, 29 million actually. 33 million of the starting supply is a dolphin, but I like to go with the circulating supply. Okay, I got to get back on track to the slide where I left off. Okay. So as far as the positions, okay, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what was going on in my head. Probably Sunday morning. It was either Sunday. I think it was Sunday morning. Okay. I was literally thinking, okay, I'm going to be real transparent with you guys. I was thinking, man, I know dolphin position is going to be something one day because we all like those positions, right? But we had this conversation on Spaces Monday. We're like, sometimes people get distracted by positions and they don't just focus on accumulating, right? So this is what was going into my head. And I don't know that it means anything, but I'm like, man, a dolphin position is going to be something one day. And I'm like, you know what? A squid. Do you remember, many of you guys may not have been here when Hex 2021, I was a turtle in T-shares, man. And I was like, I know I'm only a turtle, but this is going to be something. If this Hex thing ever goes, I was looking at squids and I was like, oh, squid position, you know. I'm going to tell you, man, squid position in pTGC, how much is that? What's if a dolphin is 29, a squid is 2.9, and a turtle, if I can make a reference to me being a turtle in Hex in 2021, if I may, and thinking it might be something, okay? 290,000 tokens. 290,000 pTGC. What if that were enough this cycle to like make generational wealth or some crazy thing like that? I don't know. I'm just shooting my mouth off. But really, honestly, I think that some of these, if we can, okay, we're all spoiled from the bear market when we could buy shark and dolphin positions of practically everything that came out. Are we not spoiled? I mean, I was like, if I ain't getting a shark position, I might not even take a second look. Dolphin minimum. Well, maybe we need to get over ourselves and just, when it comes to the Grays currencies, because they are so innovative, there is nothing like them on, well, they were okay. There is stuff like them. Most of it fails, but it was first to market, first in its class. Cryptocurrency never been done. It had never been done on any blockchain. And it is the Trojan horse of PulseChain. It's the golden goose. It's the, okay. Can I tell you? pTGC, so at some point, people are going to wake up. All of us. I think I've already had the waking up. Many of us holders have already had the waking up experience. But I think more so, people that don't have the JIC bags, they're just in case bags, one day they're going to wake up and realize that pTGC is the checkmate of the Pulse network. That's why I'm saying squid, turtle. I don't know about shrimp, but maybe, I don't know, man. Could be something. Could be something. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to it. I like your attitude, dude. Yep. Hodl, dude. I love it. Me master. Thank you. Reposted the stream. I really appreciate that. You know, Vishal, I've got a position too, and it's not magnifical, but I'm happy with it because of what I know about this system, of what I know where the potential is for this token to go. It's a speculative play. I like to speculate. This crypto is a great place to speculate. That's what we're here for. And yeah, I'm going to be happy with my position either way. Yeah, I think we're all going to be happy. All right. UFO. You can do two things with it. But if you want to, so you can hold it, that's easy, right? And you're going to earn 2.5 times more APY than you would if you're LPing. But if you want to LP, click on that UFO token and then select UFO liquidity pools. I'll be with you in a second, Chauncey. And then you're going to go, so you're in manage liquidity. And these are all the pools that you can LP or UFO with. pTGC, Hex, eHex, Inc., PulseX, Pulse, and DAI. You will pay the fee going into and out of the UFO pTGC pool. Okay, you'll pay the 1%, the 6% UFO fee and the 5% pTGC fee. So I won't touch that pool with the 10-foot pole. The UFO PLS pool, you will pay the 6% UFO fee on your way out. Let's say you did want to enter this pool. You would select manage pool. And it doesn't matter, by the way, guys, I always got to remember to mention this. It doesn't matter what pool you enter, you'll be rewarded the same. They all reward the same from the UFO system. And you have to use the DApp. Otherwise, you won't get rewarded from the UFO system. So select, what did I say? Select manage pool, add liquidity. If you wanted to add liquidity, you got to add equal sides of each UFO and PLS. Select add new liquidity, sign the transaction in your wallet, and then you'll have an LP pair. And what I would do if I were you, and I've done this, is go back to UFO token and then select UFO PLP rewards so you can see that LP. And I just want to see it, in my wallet and on the DApp. I want to see that it's in place. If you do this today, and we've got some decent volume, but if you do it on a low volume day, you might not get rewards right away. We have had just a way less than a handful of days where the volume was so low, we didn't get rewards for 24 hours because the contract, and with pTGC too, it will wait until a threshold reaches and then it will trigger the rewards to go to all the holders. So just know that. And do your LPing from the DApp. And then once you have your LP, let's pull this up, and you're going to go here and into the UFO PLP section, UFO PLP reward section, and you can see how many UFO you have earned in reflections. Okay, if you're holding liquid, like this wallet has 1 million UFO liquid and 1 million in an LP. So it's earned 45,000 UFO for holding in the last more than a year, since made this about the second week of UFO, and it has 58,000 PLS rewards. And again, I haven't touched that either for the last more than the last year. Okay, you can claim your rewards. If you have multiple LPs, you can claim them all at the same time right here. Right, now notice this, UFO shares. That's 1 million UFO shares. 1 million. And that's because I put 1 million UFO into the LP. So you might guess, and correctly, that UFO shares are 1-to-1 with UFO. That's true. What are UFO shares? They are a bookmark, a guarantee. They're a hedge. UFO shares are a hedge against impermanent loss because UFO has been outperforming all those tokens that you can pair it with. You will be left with less UFO in your LP, which ain't cool from a UFO lover's perspective, but the UFO shares determine how much yield you get from the UFO system. So regardless of impermanent loss, you're going to earn the same rewards from because of your UFO shares, which don't change. So if you enter 100 million UFO into an LP, you will have 100 million UFO shares. So it's pretty cool. And we hypothesize that UFO shares will become highly valuable in due time. And I have an illustration to back up that claim. And I think that's all I needed to say about UFO shares. I want to say they're going to become more expensive as the price goes up, as you'll see in this illustration. Real quick. Let's see. I want to make sure I hit everything. Yeah, all the pools share alike, except on the PulseX side. This is built on top of PulseX. But on the PulseX side, this right here is built on top of PulseX. But you're actually literally also LPing on PulseX, and your fees over there will be different, just depending on which token you LP with. Okay, I think that's about it. Let me answer some stuff in the chat. Shark position in pTGC could be worth millions very soon. That is true. Just a shark. And after that, it'll be dolphins. Okay, so we are maybe 13x away from a penny. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had an idea, but it's not going to work out. Oh, excuse me. So many ideas. Too many ideas. NFA, but just bought more pTGC and staked it. Yay. Good job, dude. UFO Mo. Going to drop off, Banana. Oh, hey, man. It was good having you here today. Need to get the kiddo to sleep. Thanks for all the clarity. Really exciting stuff. Go PulseChain. You go, man. Jump in anytime. My DMs remain open to you. Literally. You just DM me. If you got a question, and I'd be happy to answer your question. $150 to ETH all-time high. Really? So it's already up a little bit since. And one more thing, Vishal, we do. If you want to jump in with the founder, he's going to be in Telegram. He's on Telegram Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we have spaces on Saturday and Monday. You can jump in and have a conversation with the founder. He's very gentle. His name is Zen, and you can ask him any other questions, and he's great on the philosophical side of things. So you go, Vishal. Thanks. Appreciate you asking your questions. Okay. Now this next slide it describes the alien tech and the superpowers. So pTGC has two alien techs. It's that AMM bots. We're 13x from a penny. That's nice, man. I love it when we're 13x from a penny. I like it better when we're 10x from a penny. And you know what one day we're going to say, Chauncey? I'm so glad we're over a penny. Just think, when this thing gets into the multiple pennies, our swings will be, whoa. I mean, our swings are, you know what this swing looks like on the chart, like a 10% swing. But imagine when we're in the pennies and like a dump is from 10 cents down to 9 cents, a whole penny. That'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, a 10% dump would be from 10 cents to 9 cents. Yo, amazing. Alien tech. pTGCs is AMM bots, and the net inflow is greater than the outflow. Its superpower is the locking, and it is user-centric. UFO's alien tech is the AMM bots. Its superpower, oh yeah, this is what I was trying to recall earlier. Its superpower is its thickest LP is with pTGC, but it also has a share rate, and that is a superpower, in my estimation. I built this slide. This is mostly, I think the community would back me up in these statements. I added the, well, I stole one from my friend and then I added, I don't know that any of that is original to me, actually. Yeah, it's all, I pick stuff up from everybody, guys. None of that's original to me, and that's okay. But there you go. pTGC and UFO got superpower and alien tech. Yeah, man. Alien tech. We got it around here. All right, now here's my unpairing simulation. I was like, okay, let's say one night I had too much pizza and I decided I was going to unpair my pTGC. I got a big idea, right? And I went and I got my wallet out and I was tired and maybe I had a long day and I wasn't thinking straight and I had too much pizza. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this UFO share thing. I'm going to unpair. Might not be a good idea. And everybody that got into UFO early, and a lot of the guys did a 50-50 holding and share in LPing. And actually, that's not a bad idea for anybody coming into the system now. Do a little of each. A lot of guys went heavy on the LP, myself included, like a little too heavy maybe. And I've flipped. Now I'm just happy to get tokens just to hold them. And so we came into the system and we locked up a lot of tokens in LP. So we got the shares, right? I got to write a note, guys. Hold on. Hold up, guys. Hold the phone. And what we found is that the UFO shares are probably going to be very valuable. And here's what happened. So I unpair my, and I actually only have a 1 million UFO LP. That's an experiment, but I made it. What did I do with it? I think I made it 1 billion. Here, next slide. I made it 1 billion. Okay, so but it's equivalent. It's dollar for dollar, or share for share. Everything's equivalent to my experiment. So yeah, you started with 1 billion shares. This is last year, not last May, but the previous year. Current UFO in that LP. I'm telling you guys, I saw with my own 2 eyeballs, and I just made it equivalent to this 261 million UFO. So he starts with, this is me. I start with 1 billion UFO in the LP, and now it's down to 261 million UFO. Well, it's worth $10,000. This is last week. Of course, the other side's going to be worth the same. That's $10,000. So Numbnuts here decides he's going to unpair that, and that's what he's got in his wallet. 261 million UFO and an equivalent amount in PLS. And then he's like, what in the world did I just do? I want that share rate back, because the shares are paying me PLS. Passive. I love PLS. It's great for gas and whatever else I want to do with PLS. And there's a lot I can do with it on PulseChain. So I'm like, well, okay, I got to go buy 739 million UFO, $29,000. And I got to buy an equal part of Pulse, $29,000. You know what it makes that share worth? That 1 billion shares, it makes it worth like, what is that? Like $58,000. That those UFO shares are worth $58,000. So on May 14th, 2024, 1 billion UFO is $3.2 thousand. Okay, I'm getting off track there. Each share is worth 3 times the token price. So those UFO shares are going to be very valuable. Very, very valuable. I'm ready to break 10 cents too. We're 156. We're only 150. Wait a second. Yeah, that sounds about right. We're only 156x away from 10 cents, guys. If we hit 10 cents, I'm heading to the tattoo shop for Gray's Currency Tattoo. Okay, I'm screenshotting that, dude. This is as good as a signature, Chauncey. I'm just letting you know that a screenshot is equal to a signature, and I just screenshotted that. I'm just razzing you, man. Oh, you changed your mind? We'll let you pass on that one. Okay. Well, I'll screenshot that one too, but we're gonna hold you to that one. We'll let you go on the 10 cents. All right, lots of tattoos. It's fine. One more won't hurt. Okay. All right, it's time to go into real math. It's not moon math. Real math. Right. But I need to wet my whistle. Hold on. You're cracking me up, dude. Okay. Let's go to this is at lookintoptgc.com. And if you guys, I don't know what we're doing with this site. I got to get a hold of Kong. Kong, are you in here? What's up with the site? What are we doing with it? It'll be there, guys. It's not going nowhere. I'm just saying, I don't know that we're going to have a subscription for it anymore, but I don't know that we're not. I was going to suggest you guys go get a subscription for, I think we are, but it might be working a different way, like not using your credit card or whatever anymore. He just hasn't let me know. I got to reach out to him, but I'm not going to make a note on that. All right, guys. Look into ptgc.com. There's free stuff on here, like the dashboard. I am logged in. Here's the dashboard. All kind of data, guys, that you can see for free on the dashboard. All right, about pTGC and UFO. I'm not going to spend any time on it. We're going to get straight into the moon math and then go over some slides. There's UFO. Okay, we got 3 moon maths we're going to talk about. Real math, not moon math, real math. It's titled moon math, but we're changing it. pTGC. We're going to do an experiment. First, you got to understand one thing. There's a phenomenon in crypto called the X factor. And that means if PulseChain does, for example, a 10x and pTGC moves up against PulseChain at a 2x, like that means pTGC gets a 20x. That's how it works. And it's a little bit of a mind bender. It is for me. And but I've checked it with ChatGPT and with the founder and with other people, and I haven't gotten any pushback on anything. It's real. And I've actually been able to figure it out myself. I just don't ask me right now to explain it any more in depth. But that if like PulseChain does 100x and pTGC does a 5x on top of PulseChain, that's a 500x for pTGC. Okay. So we're going to, okay. What do you guys think PulseChain can do this cycle? Give me a number. It can be low, medium, high. I don't care. Just give me a number because you guys are going to be impressed either way. I will tell you that I'm going to pick the X factor. pTGC has done a 30x in the last year. Let's say bull run is over in 6 months and pTGC was only able to do 15x against PulseChain. So we're going to put 15x in there. And if you guys don't give me a number, I'm going to put in my own number for Pulse, and that's okay. X factor 15. Let me share my screen here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Hold me accountable. And then I'm going to put in 100x. Actually, you know what, guys? I used to be 100x, but now I'm a 500xer. Why? Because of all the bullish stuff that's going on PulseChain, marketing material, Bitcoin moving around, all this stuff. Okay, so we're looking at, that's going to be like a 7,500x, I think. We're going to hit calculate. And I know I'm going big. And some of you guys might, some people might not appreciate a little math, but okay. The reason I like to use round numbers is that you could do this on your own. However many X's you think Pulse or UFO, because this applies exactly to UFO, this is how you do it. How many X's do you think UFO or pTGC can do against PulseChain? Multiply that times the number of X's you think PulseChain can do. And then we got a number. Okay, we're going with that. And then multiply that times the current price. And then you'll have your pTGC price in X's, or pTGC price. 10 tot says 0.001, tenth of a penny. Let's do it, man. 15x, and then we can actually put 0.001 in here. And I don't know if is that 100x? That'd be, wait a second, 0.001. I guess so. That'd be a 20 cent pTGC. 20 cents, 283x. There you go. That's your moon math for pTGC. And the same would apply for UFO. Now let's go to the reflections. I'm going quick, guys. And I do this again on Sunday. What are you doing here, Bubba? So like Sunday afternoons, I'll be doing this again. So if you guys want to jump in. How come I was able to use the moon math when I apparently wasn't even logged in? That's weird. All right, we're going to go. What this calculator does, the reflections calculator, is it shows you how much reflections you would earn, how much rewards you would earn in reflections at a certain volume level. And we can do, we will do pTGC and UFO for this one. So we're going to put in 100 million, which is 3 dolphin positions. 100 million, pTGC, experimental mode, 10 million. Okay, we'll put in $10 million of volume just to keep it simple for you guys. That way you guys can, like backwards math and figure out your own stuff, right? So that'll be $33 per day in yield, 47,000 tokens. But, today's volume is only 400,000, but the chain hasn't taken off yet. So we think we're going to do a number of millions. I don't know. We'll get to 10 million. Maybe we'll go beyond. We don't know. UFO, just to be like fair, because you can get 6 times the supply of UFO versus pTGC. We'll put 600 million in there. Same volume, $64. $33 in pTGC, $64 in UFO. All right. And then my favorite calculator is the lot calculator. Now, I'm going to give you a bit of context on this one, and that is that from my marketing wallets, we've been tracking the number of unlocks for over a year, and we know how much is unlocked on average. Like last month, July, it was like 44 million was unlocked, but we had a bucket ton unlocked. We had a lot unlocked in the past months, in the early months of 2025, just because there was an ecosystem that came out, ecosystem or two, and people were nuking their pTGC locks, and there was a huge wave of unlocks. And so I think that, like, if you could put it this way, the weak-handed lockers are out, or have been. A lot of them have been out. And so we're not unlocking as many recently, but in 2024, for that whole year, we're unlocking nearly 400 million tokens every month. We hypothesize that as number goes up, that people are going to be unlocking their tokens. We're going to see, I think we're going to see, like, imagine pTGC suddenly went to a penny. I think we'd see some unlocks. Imagine it suddenly went to 50 cents. I think we'd see a lot of unlocks. So here we have it. Okay, so we have 400 million roughly being unlocked every month in any 30-day period, okay? And I'm going to change this number here because it sweetens it up a little bit, because there's only 132 billion locked right now. Let's say you locked 3 dolphin positions for 100%, 10 years. And the price is now, we're going big. That way, again, so you guys can backwards math. So this is a 30-day snapshot. 400 million, the average, was unlocked. You got 3 dolphins positions locked. You're keeping 100%. The price is now $1. Remember that the contract does not care what the value of the tokens is it's sending to you. It's going to send you 89,512 tokens, obviously worth the same in dollars. $89,512 worth of tokens. This is why Prairie Banana is very bullish on locking. I'm very, very excited about locking. It is the superpower of the pTGC ecosystem. Hands down is the superpower. The locks, I'll be honest though, you don't see locks every day, unlocks every day. You go days and days and days with no unlocks, and suddenly you'll get a blip. Somebody will unlock a small one. Or sometimes you get a big one, and it's like, yo, somebody just gifted everyone in the community that has locked pTGC a sizable amount. So it all works out, man. All right, let's go through some slides because I think that's it. Yep, that's it. All right, we're down to slides. We have been cruising today, but it's still an hour and 50 minutes. Leaving others in the space dust. That's pTGC performance against Pulse for the last year, guys. We're going to go through these quickly. If you want a screenshot, my stuff is free. If you want the whole slide deck, I'll send it to you. Leaving others in space dust, performance in USD over the last year. It's outperforming the layer one and in dollars. Market cap performance of these 6 tickers for the last year. The key winners are plainly visible. And pTGC outperforming the cores in core asset terms. Okay, not just in pTGC terms, but in core asset terms, moving up against those core assets. UFO is also outperforming the cores, and this is over a year, guys, a year's time span. We're going to skip this one. Actually, this is a really good experiment, right? I probably need to just remove it from my slide deck because I'm running out of time. Let me see if this one works. So if we have $10 million in volume every day for a year, we could effectively burn $128 million of pTGC if both between UFO and pTGC. Put $128 million worth of buy pressure into, well, let's do it. We're going to take a detour. We're going to go to the moon math. Hold on. Moon math calculator. Moon math 2.0. You guys see this? We're going to put $128 million. I think that's that's 100 million. So we'll put 128 million US dollars into pTGC right now. That would move the price to 33 cents. Okay, my contention is if we have $10 million in volume, we may not do this experiment. This is one of those it's not probable we'll do it, but we will have. But if we had $10 million in volume, that economic energy is going somewhere. It may not go into burning tokens, but it's going somewhere. It's probably going to pump the pTGC price. So, man, if we have $10 million in volume on the network, 33 cents is in the cards, in my estimation. There you go. Volume and price difference, again, over a whole year between pTGC, UFO, and Pulse. Look at that, guys. And you guys can see this on my Twitter, too. I think I do have it pinned. 12-month snapshot. Now, this one is interesting. From August is in yellow, July is in 2025. Your average price in August was 4037. Total volume was 900,000 for the whole month. Reflections per 100 million was $4.90 in value. The staking yield per 100 million pTGC was $7.66 in value. And then you have July 2025. Price ran up. It's now through 3045 in July. The volume was $8.5 million. The reflections, the token decreased, right? Because price ran up, but you're still made $30.70 in tokens. And same for staking. The staking yield, the tokens decreased, but the value increased. And I should actually break out the value, but maybe not. Lots of things to do. Market cap changes. There you go. Market cap changes. I think that's in there twice. We're going to skip that. Oh, that is slide we just showed to you. I actually just demonstrated it a little bit different. I think we're done, guys. We got the whale and dolphin. We got the sea creature. positions here. All right, you guys still with me? This is a long stream, guys. Here, look at the dolphin positions in pTGC and how it has changed over the last year. And then here you go, UFO. It has changed a lot also. I'm gonna remove this because there's one slide I can't pop up, and it's the one. This is the one. We're gonna cut it short here, not short, but we're gonna cut it off here. Where does Prairie Banana think the Grays ecosystem is on PulseChain right now at this moment in time? I still stand behind this image. The key ingredient of PulseChain for the Grays currency ecosystem has not been implemented yet. These are fine-tuned machines, flawless operation for pTGC coming up on 2 years. UFO, let's call it 18 months, 19 months, something like that. Flawless operation. And we liken them to a Lamborghini. You're sitting at the stoplight. You know how you put the clutch down, you got it in first gear, and you can like stomp the gas a little bit, just a little bit. You're like itching for the light to turn green. And when that turns green, that means PulseChain are running. And this is what you're going to look like, guys. Right there. We're going to smoke them. We're going to smoke them. That's literally how I feel pTGC and UFO are when PulseChain runs. That's the key missing ingredient. And everybody needs to have at a minimum, have their jick bag of the Grays currencies, preferably both of them, because you don't know which one's going to outshine the other, in my opinion. And none of this was a financial advice. I'm just the Prairie Banana on YouTube. However, I hope that this has been helpful to you. And if you have any questions, again, my DMs are open to anybody that was on the stream, especially if you have to have liked it. Actually, you need to have liked it. And I think you should probably sub too. If you like and sub, my DMs are open and you guys can ask me any questions, but you can also jump into the Telegram and ask any questions there. And I'll drop that in here. Yeah, there we go. Telegram. And jump on our, I think I got another slide, which shows our education schedule. There you go, guys. Jump in there and ask any questions on my streams twice a week, X Spaces twice a week, and Telegram voice chat. One last thing, guys, before we go. If you want to help us advertise the Grays currencies, put a gold circle around your profile picture. And you can do that at secretobank.com. Join the Gold Circle Space Force, guys, ladies and gentlemen, and help us get the word out about the Grays currencies, this cryptocurrency that has the ability to like really change and already has made a huge impact. Look at all the copies. Look at all the copies of pTGC and UFO. All right, guys. Polygon, appreciate you. I'm going to try to get you a wrench. Everybody, thanks so much for jumping in and asking questions. And have a great day. See y'all next time. Adios.